The lights burned my eyes as I stepped onto the stage, heels clicking, heart racing. The DJ cut the music. The room went quiet. Balloons floated above a banner that read Best Graduate Night, Brookfield College. My friend screamed my name. I lifted my chin and smiled, because this was my moment. Then the host cleared his throat and read from the card. And the Best Graduate Award goes to Lily Carter. I froze. Because my name is Emma Carter. Lily Carter is my sister. The sister who was rusticated. The sister who was kicked out of school and banned from campus. The room clapped anyway. People looked around, confused. Someone laughed like it was a joke. The host looked at me, then at the card again. I felt the blood drain from my face. My hand shook so hard the microphone buzzed. Emma, the host whispered. Behind him, the giant screen lit up. A photo filled the wall. Not me in my graduation gown. Lily, my sister's face. Her old school ID photo. Her name in bold letters under it. I heard a gasp, then a low murmur. Then my mom stood up in the back, hand over her mouth. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. Instead, I stood there, smiling like a doll someone forgot to turn off. That was the moment I learned the truth. And if you think this was just a mistake or a typo or bad luck, please listen to me. Watch till the end. What happened next changed my life. If you've ever been betrayed by family, if you've ever had something stolen from you, like this story, and subscribe, because you're going to understand me in a way you didn't expect. The host leaned closer. Emma, we need a second, he said. I nodded, still smiling, and stepped back as the lights dimmed. The crowd buzzed like bees. Somewhere in that noise, my sister was laughing. Before everything broke, my life was simple. My name is Emma Carter. I grew up in a small town outside Madison, Wisconsin, in a white house with a cracked driveway and a big maple tree in the front yard. My dad, Tom Carter, worked at a hardware store. My mom, Nancy, baked pies and volunteered at church. We weren't rich, but we were close. Or, at least, that's what I believed. Lily is my older sister by 2 years. Growing up, she was the sun. Loud. Pretty. Fearless. Teachers loved her smile. Boys followed her like puppies. I followed her too. I did her homework when she was tired. I covered for her when she snuck out. I believed she would always protect me. When we both got into Brookfield College, it felt like a dream. Same school. Same campus. Different paths. Lily partied. I studied. Lily made promises she didn't keep. I kept mine. I worked nights at a diner to pay tuition. I skipped spring break to finish projects. I lived on coffee and hope. Lily borrowed my clothes and never returned them. Borrowed my car and returned it empty. Borrowed my money and never paid it back. Still, she was my sister. Then in my junior year, everything exploded. Lily got caught cheating. Not just cheating, stealing exams, selling answers, lying to professors. The school board called it academic misconduct. The word they used was rusticated. She was expelled. Banned. Her name wiped from the system. My parents cried for weeks. Lily locked herself in her room. I stood in the hallway and listened to her sobs through the door. I brought her food. I told her it would be okay. She looked at me with red eyes and said, "Promise me you won't forget me when you graduate." "I promise," I said. After that, I focused harder than ever. I wanted to make my family proud. I wanted to prove that one mistake didn't define us. When the email came saying I was nominated for Best Graduate, I cried in the diner bathroom, shaking, holding my phone like it was gold. The award night was a big deal. Music. Lights. Alumni. Donors. My parents drove 3 hours to be there. Lily came too. She said she just wanted to support me. "I'll clap the loudest," she joked, hugging me tight. I believed her. Back on stage, the host tried to fix the mess. He asked the tech team to pause. People whispered. Phones came out. Someone shouted, "Is this a prank?" I scanned the crowd. That's when I saw Lily. She was standing near the bar, wearing a red dress, smiling. Calm. Like she was exactly where she wanted to be. When our eyes met, she lifted her glass and gave me a tiny nod. My stomach dropped. The host returned. "We're sorting this out," he said into the mic. "Please give us a moment." The screen flickered. My name appeared. Emma Carter. A few claps.
Weak. Confused.
I stepped forward again.
My mouth was dry. "Hi," I said.
My voice sounded far away. "I think there's been a mistake." A man in a suit rushed up. He whispered in the host's ear. The host's face went pale. He turned to me. "Emma, the records show." The music cut out. A security guard tapped my shoulder. "Ma'am, can you step aside?" "For what?" I asked. He didn't answer. Another guard moved toward Lily. She put her hands up, laughing. "Hey, what's going on?" Then a woman from the college office grabbed the mic. "We have reason to believe there has been identity fraud connected to this award." The word hit me like a slap.
Fraud.
The crowd gasped. My mom screamed my name. My dad stood up, shouting. The guards took my arm. "I didn't do anything," I said. "Please, I didn't." But they were already leading me off the stage. As I passed Lily, she leaned in close and whispered, "You promised you wouldn't forget me." Then the guards pushed open a door. And on the other side, police were waiting. Cold metal closed around my wrists. That was the first thing I felt after the door shut behind me. The party noise vanished like it never existed. No music. No cheers. Just a hallway that smelled like cleaning spray and fear. "I didn't do anything," I said again. My voice sounded small, even to me. One officer, a tall man with gray hair, didn't look at me. He read from a tablet. "Emma Carter, you are being detained for questioning related to identity fraud, falsifying academic records, and attempted misrepresentation." Those words didn't make sense together. They felt like pieces from someone else's life. "Please," I said. "Check again. I'm the student. I earned that award."
He finally looked at me.
His eyes were tired. "That's what we're trying to figure out." They led me into a small room. White walls. One table. 2 chairs. A camera in the corner. The cuffs came off, but my wrists still burned like they were there. A woman in a navy blazer walked in. College administration. Her badge read Marilyn Owens, Academic Affairs. She didn't smile. "Emma," she said, sitting across from me, folding her hands. "We have serious concerns."
"About what?"
I asked. She turned the tablet toward me. On the screen were documents. My name. My student ID number. My signature. But the actions listed under them were not mine. Accessing restricted files. Editing records. Submitting forged recommendations. "I didn't do this," I whispered. Marilyn sighed. "These actions were done using your login. Your email. Your password." My heart started to pound. "That's impossible." "Did you ever share your credentials?" she asked. I shook my head. Then I stopped. I remembered Lily sitting on my bed last year, crying after she got expelled. Me handing her my laptop so she could check old photos. Me telling her my password so she could log into Netflix. Me never changing it after. I don't know," I said. The officer cleared his throat. "Your sister's name appears in the altered records. Her photo replaced yours on the award screen. The system logs trace back to you." I stood up. "Then talk to her. She's right outside. She did this." The officer looked away. "She left," he said. "What?" My chest tightened.
"No."
"She was just there." "She exited the building 10 minutes ago," he said. "Before we could stop her." My legs felt weak. I sat back down. Marilyn's voice softened just a little. "Emma, until we sort this out, the college has to protect itself." "Protect itself from what?" I asked. She didn't answer. Instead, the officer stood. "We're taking you to the station for processing."
"Processing?"
I wanted to laugh. Or cry. Or wake up. They walked me out a side door. No crowd. No parents. Just flashing red and blue lights in the parking lot. The cold night air hit my face. "Can I call my parents?" I asked. "At the station," the officer said. The back seat of the police car was hard.
Plastic.
I stared at my reflection in the window. My makeup was smudged. My hair was loose. I didn't look like a criminal. I looked like a girl who had just lost everything. At the station, they took my fingerprints, took my photo, told me to stand still. Look straight ahead, the woman said. The camera flashed. I flinched. They put me in a holding cell. A bench. A toilet in the corner. Bars that felt too real. Hours passed. Or maybe minutes. Time didn't work right in there. Finally, I was allowed one call. I dialed home with shaking hands. My mom answered on the second ring. Emma? Where are you? We can't find you. Your sister. I'm at the police station, I said. Silence. Then a sharp breath. Why? They think I committed fraud, I said. Lily did something. You have to tell them. Emma, my mom said, her voice tight. Your father is talking to the officers now. Relief flooded me.
Good.
He'll explain everything. There was a pause. He says the school showed him proof, she said slowly. Documents.
Logs.
Everything under your name. That doesn't mean I did it, I said. You know me. I know, she said, but her voice shook. But Lily told us something. My stomach dropped. What did she say? She said you planned this, my mom whispered. That you wanted to give her the award to make up for what happened. That she tried to stop you. I laughed, loud and broken. That's not true. She said you begged her to go along with it, my mom continued. She said you were scared of losing the spotlight. My chest hurt. Mom, please. Your father is very upset, she said. He thinks you might need help. Help. Like I was sick. Like I was dangerous. I need you to believe me, I said. Please. Another pause. We'll talk when you get home, she said. The line went dead. The next morning, they moved me to a bigger room. A lawyer I didn't know stood beside me. Public defender.
He spoke fast.
The charges are serious, he said. But we'll fight them. A judge appeared on a screen. Bail was set. Too high. I was taken back to a cell. This one had a thin mattress. A blanket that smelled like bleach. As the door closed, an officer slid something through the bars. An envelope. Inside was a printed email. From Lily. Sent to the college board. It read, I'm scared of my sister. She's been planning this for months. My name was at the bottom. Signed by me. And beneath it, a note in handwriting I knew too well. You promised. The envelope slipped from my hands and landed on the concrete floor. I stared at the door of the cell, at the small window with wired glass, waiting for someone to tell me this was all a mistake. No one did. The guard walked away. I picked the paper back up and read it again. The words didn't change. Still my name. Still my signature. Still lies. That night, I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lily's smile at the party.
Calm. Sure.
Like she had already won. In the morning, they let my parents visit. My mom looked smaller than I remembered. Her hair wasn't brushed. Her eyes were red. My dad stood behind her, arms crossed, jaw tight. I stood up when I saw them. Thank God you're here, I said. You know I didn't do this. My dad didn't move. We raised you better than this, he said. The words hit harder than the handcuffs. Dad, I said, my voice breaking.
Please.
Lily is lying. My mom sat down slowly. Emma, she said, the police showed us the records. The emails. Even the security footage. What footage? I asked. My dad pulled out his phone and turned it toward me. It was a video from the college computer lab. Grainy. Night vision. A girl sitting at a desk, typing. She wore a hoodie. Her hair was tied back. From the side, she looked like me. But I knew my own body. My own hands. That's not me, I said. Look closer. My dad shook his head. Lily says you asked her to sit there so it wouldn't look suspicious. I felt dizzy. Why would you believe her over me? Because she has nothing to gain from lying, my mom said softly. I laughed, sharp and bitter. She gains everything. They didn't laugh with me. My lawyer tapped his watch. We're short on time. My mom reached out and touched my arm. Her hand was cold. The judge set a hearing, she said. Until then, You'll be here.
Bail.
I asked. My dad looked away. We can't afford it, he said. And even if we could, we think this might be a lesson. A lesson? I pulled my arm back. I didn't do anything wrong. My mom started to cry. Please don't make this harder. They stood up to leave. As they walked away, my dad stopped. When you're ready to tell the truth, he said, we'll listen. The door closed behind them. Something inside me cracked. Days passed. Maybe weeks. The lights never went off completely. I learned the sounds of the place. The buzz of doors. The echo of footsteps. The coughs in the night. Other women asked what I did. I didn't, I said. Some believed me. Some didn't. One afternoon, my lawyer came back face pale. The prosecution added charges, he said. Forgery. Conspiracy. With who? I asked, even though I already knew. Your sister, he said. But she's listed as a witness, not a suspect. My hands shook. That's not possible. They're saying you manipulated her, he said. That she was scared of you. I thought of Lily crying in her room. Of me bringing her food. Of me promising. She planned this, I said. He nodded. I think so too. But proving it is another thing. That night, a guard called my name. You have mail. It was another letter from Lily. This one wasn't printed. It was handwritten. Emma, I told them everything. They finally see me. I told you I just wanted my life back. You always took what was mine. Now it's my turn. I ripped the paper in half. The next morning, they moved me again. This time, to a transport van. Where are you taking me? I asked. County court, the guard said. My heart raced. The courtroom was cold and bright. My parents sat on one side. They didn't look at me. Lily sat near the front, wearing a soft sweater, hair loose, eyes red like she had been crying. When she saw me, she flinched. The judge entered. Everyone stood. The prosecutor spoke first. He painted a picture of me as jealous, controlling, desperate. He said I couldn't stand my sister failing, that I wanted to humiliate her, then changed my mind and tried to cover it up. My lawyer stood and objected. The judge listened, then nodded. Call the witness, the prosecutor said. Lily Carter, the bailiff called. My sister walked to the stand. She swore to tell the truth. Then she looked straight at me and started to cry. Emma was always perfect, she said. She hated that I was the favorite. When I got expelled, she said this was her chance to show me how it feels to lose everything. That's a lie, I whispered. She made me log into the system, Lily continued. She told me what to change. She said if I didn't help, she'd tell everyone what I did. My mom sobbed. My dad stared at the floor. When my lawyer cross-examined her, Lily answered every question smoothly. She remembered dates.
Times.
Details. She even pulled out text messages. Messages for my number.
Threats.
Instructions. I had never sent them. The judge looked at me like he had already decided. After court, they led me back toward the holding area. As we passed the hallway, Lily stood there, waiting. No guards nearby. She leaned close and whispered, You should have changed your password. Then she stepped back, eyes wide, playing scared. A guard turned. Everything okay? Lily nodded. Yes. I was pushed forward. That evening, my lawyer came to my cell, face tight. The judge denied your release, he said. Trial date is set. When? I asked. Soon, he said. And, Emma, there's something else. He slid a document through the bars. A notice from the college. Brookfield College has officially revoked Emma Carter's degree and academic honors pending the outcome of the criminal case. Revoked. For years.
Gone.
I sank onto the bench, paper shaking in my hands. As the guard locked the cell for the night, I heard footsteps stop outside. A familiar voice spoke softly through the bars. I told you I'd clap the loudest. I looked up. Lily stood there, smiling. And then the lights went out. The lights came back on a few seconds later, but Lily was gone. That night, something changed in me. Up until then, I had been waiting for my parents to believe me, for the judge to see the truth, for someone to save me. Sitting on that cold bench, staring at the wall, I finally understood something simple and painful. No one was coming. If I wanted my life back, I had to take it. The next morning, I asked to see my lawyer. When he arrived, I didn't cry. I didn't panic. I slid the college notice back to him and said, "I need full access to the evidence." He blinked. "That's a lot of files." "I know," I said. "And Lily made a mistake." "What mistake?" he asked.
She used my password, I said.
"But she forgot something."
He leaned in.
"What?" "I always back up my phone," I said. "Everything. Messages. Logins. Locations." His eyes widened. 2 days later, he came back running. "Emma," he said, breathless.
"We found something."
They brought me a laptop in a small room. On the screen was a map. Red dots. Timestamps. My phone's cloud backup showed my location the night the computer lab footage was recorded. I was working a double shift at the diner. There were clock-in records.
Video.
Witnesses. I couldn't be in 2 places at once. But that wasn't all. Buried deep in the login history was another device. Not mine. A cheap burner phone. Logged in from Lily's old IP address. The same device had accessed my email, reset passwords, and sent those messages. "She spoofed your number," my lawyer said. "It's smart, but not perfect." We took everything to the judge. Emergency hearing. This time, my parents were there early. Lily, too. She smiled when she saw me, like always. The judge entered. My lawyer spoke calmly.
Slowly.
He showed the location data, the device logs, the burner phone trail. The courtroom went quiet. Then the prosecutor stood. "Your Honor," he said, "we request a recess." Lily's smile faded. The judge didn't grant it. Instead, he turned to Lily. "Ms. Carter," he said, "please return to the stand." Her hands shook as she swore in. The questions were simple at first. Then my lawyer asked, "Lily, do you recognize this device ID?" She hesitated.
No.
He pulled out a photo. "This phone was purchased with cash at a gas station 3 miles from your apartment. Security footage shows you buying it." Her mouth opened. No sound came out. My mom stood up. "Lily," she whispered. The judge leaned forward. "Answer the question." Lily's eyes darted around the room. For the first time, she looked scared. I don't remember," she said. My lawyer nodded. "You don't remember buying a phone used to frame your sister?" The prosecutor objected. Too late. The judge ordered the phone brought in. When they powered it on, Lily's name lit up the screen. "Saved as me." The courtroom exploded. My mom screamed. My dad sat down hard. Lily started crying, loud and messy, saying it wasn't fair, that she deserved a second chance, that Emma always had everything. The judge banged his gavel. "Ms. Lily Carter," he said, voice cold. "You are under arrest for identity fraud, perjury, and obstruction of justice." The officers moved fast. As they cuffed her, Lily looked at me. Pure hate. "This is your fault," she screamed. "You ruined me." I stood up. "No," I said, my voice steady. "You did." They led her away. Charges against me were dropped that same day. Outside the courthouse, cameras waited. Reporters shouted questions. My parents stood beside me, shaking. My mom cried into my shoulder. "I'm so sorry," she said over and over. My dad couldn't meet my eyes. Brookfield College restored my degree. Public apology. New ceremony. This time, when I stepped on stage, there was no confusion. The host smiled. "The Best Graduate Award goes to Emma Carter." The screen showed my face. My name. My work. The applause was real. But the best part? I didn't look for Lily in the crowd. I didn't need to. She was sentenced 3 months later. Federal fraud. Prison in Illinois. 5 years. My parents visit her sometimes. I don't. People ask me if I forgive her. I tell them the truth. I forgave myself, I say, for trusting her longer than I should have. Sometimes, late at night, I think about that first moment on stage. The lights, the shock, the betrayal. It broke me. And then it built me into someone she could never control again. So, if you're listening to this, and someone close to you is trying to steal your life, let them try.
Just make sure you keep the receipts.